It is shockingly cold in Australia today. I mean, we're sitting at 24 degrees. Shocking. It is also apparently pretty cold in a lot of young adult fantasy books. And I have finally compiled a list of my top 10 favourite fantasy books. For people who know me would realise that that is a pretty big struggle because I love my fantasy books, and to have to exclude some books from this list is going to drive me insane. But I did it. Taking 10th place, coming in last, is Defiance by CJ Redwine. This book is in a trilogy, and the first one centres around a young girl called Rachel who kind of lives in a world, I guess, a kind of step back in time. So women can only walk around their protected walls with a man with them and everything like that. And of course Rachel is defying those rules. This book in the series I found was really good. I loved it, but I must admit that the other two books in the series kind of slowly just dropped down for me. A lot of people liked this next book, and I did enjoy it. But I did find, just like the last series of the other books, kind of weighs it down a bit, and that is Graceling by Kristin Cashore. It's about a young girl called Katsa who is been given the grace, which is basically a skill of killing, and so everyone's pretty much feared by her because, well, she can kill people pretty much with the flick of a hand. And she decides that she doesn't want to kill anyone anymore, and so she takes on a detective kind of role and unfurls the story further. But it has a really good range of characters, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoyed this book. So the book in 8th place is probably more well known for her dystopian series, but it is The Younger Licks by Mary Lou. I started reading this book and I thought that it is very similar to Shadow and Bone, but the more that I read it, the more it kind of stood out for me in comparison to Shadow and Bone. And I'm also pretty sure that it has been acquired to be made into a movie, so it'd be really cool to see this on the big screen because it has a really good storyline to it. I really enjoyed it. Number 7. I had a huge amount of hype for this book, and I was kind of like, is it gonna live up to its reputation? And then I saw the cover and I was like, oh yeah, that cover is damn fine. And so I went and bought the book and I started reading it, and I was kind of in the reading slump at the time, so it took me a while to get into it, but once I did, I absolutely loved this book. A bit predictable in parts, but all in all, I was still surprised in some areas, and I really liked the characters as well. 6th place, Poison Study by Marissa v. Snyder. And this is about a girl called Yelena who is pretty much a murderer turned poison taster turned really cool character who is harboring magic that she has to keep a secret, and it's really good. I am just going to choose to picture this book as a single book in the series because I do not like the rest of the books in the series, and a lot of people are probably going to hate me for that statement, but I just couldn't get into the other books. I've read them, I've tried, but I just found they were very repetitive. But the first book is phenomenal. Number 5. I kind of love maps in books, and I find that a lot of fantasy books have maps, including this one. If y'all can guess which book this is yet, it is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I thoroughly enjoyed this book because of the magic in this and the world building and the characters and everything in it. I just absolutely love it. We're in the top 4, so this is where things start to get heated. Taking up the 4th place. The 4th place is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. A cyborg mechanic in the role of Cinderella. Yeah, already you want to read the book, right? If that hasn't convinced you, then me telling you to read it should convince you. You should read it. I mean, look at this cover on its own anyway. It is beautiful. The storyline's great, and I am so excited for the 4th book to come out, which is Winter, which you guys should, like, read the series before it comes out so you can read it all at once anyway. This next book holds a very dear place in my heart because I absolutely loved it. The world building in books completes fantasy for me, and this one has an amazing world in it, and that is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I really want to just dye my hair blue so that I can be like, yeah, I'm Karoo. This is a world of magic and angels and demons and chimera, and it is just absolutely amazing. Everything in this book is phenomenal. The writing, the characters, everything. The whole series in a whole is just amazing. Oh man, things are getting heated up now at the top 2. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? 2nd place we have The Winter's Curse by Rutkoski. If you know me, you would also know that I love this book. I got it as an ARC on my Kindle a while ago because I just saw the cover and I was like, yeah, cool, I'll request it. And then I got it and my life changed forever. This book broke me. It destroyed my heart. And same with the second in the series. Like, it doesn't get better the more you go on. You'd think maybe I get a little bit of closure in the next book. Just a little bit of closure. But no, it just literally stomps on your heart instead and sets it on fire. I just need the next book. I'm kind of hoping that you guys have already guessed what my #1 fantasy book is, because it's kind of like, if it isn't in the list now, then where's it gonna be? Because this book is loved worldwide by so many people. I can literally just count on one hand the amount of people I know that don't like the series, but I am not one of them, because this is my #1 fantasy book, and it is... #1. Red Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Badass female assassin, check. Tragic backstory, check. Adoring male characters that kind of steal your heart the instant that they are described, check. Animal in it, check. Twice. Evil king whose eyes you want to gouge out, check. Amazing storyline that keeps you hooked, check. Amazing cover, check. If you haven't read Throne of Glass, you should probably read Throne of Glass. I mean, the next book comes out soon, which is Queen of Shadows, which I can't wait to get my little hands on, because it is seriously wonderful. I need to know what happens. If you do read the series, prepare for the plot twist in Air of Fire towards the end. Like, it is going to shred your heart to pieces. I am so excited that you guys took your time to watch this video today, and I hope that I've managed to crack you up. It's okay, I'll stop with the yokes now. Seriously though, thank you for watching, and I will be doing other book videos of my top 10s when I have time, including dystopia, contemporary, romance, and just any young adult genre. Happy reading!